What's up, everyone? So today I have a question for you. The topic is, what do you think is the perfect physique? The most perfect, aesthetically pleasing, symmetrical, when you think of the most ideal physique, like, what kind of physique would I want? Who would I want to look like? What is my goal? What is my dream? What is the ideal physique? What comes to mind? Now, I would hope that everybody has a different idea of what they call the perfect physique. And the crazy thing is not everybody does. You know why? Because of the bodybuilding world. And within the bodybuilding world, they created standards. And these are standards that everybody goes by. So everybody basically, bases their opinions on what the bodybuilding standards are. But they don't really, what do you think is the perfect physique? And, listening to, watching shows and listening to judges and seeing who wins this show and who wins that show, what happens is in our mind, we begin to believe that this is the perfect ideal physique. Now, I've never thought that. I'm not trying to say I'm special, I'm different, I'm smarter. I'm just saying that I've never viewed, one of the top bodybuilders in the world as having the most incredible physique, and if I could have any physique in the world, it would be that. That has never ever been in my head, ever. But I believe it is in most people's heads, and that's because of, same thing as when I say, hey, you go to the gym and everyone's wearing Nikes, and then when you go shoe shopping, what do? You fucking buy Nikes. It's kind of the way the world works. And there's this set standard of what the ideal physique is. And me personally, when I was competing and when I was winning shows and I was trying to work my way up the ladder, you would have to go talk to the judges and you would have to ask them, hey, what do I need to change? And they would say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you need a little more of this, a little less that. And then you would do that because you want to win that trophy. So you're gonna do whatever it takes to win that trophy. So you're gonna listen to that judge and you're gonna create the physique that he wants you to create. Regardless of what the fuck you want, regardless of what the fuck you think, you're gonna make your body to appease him. Which, we've already been through this. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're living in your skin. The way you look and how you feel about yourself should be a million times more important than a fucking trophy. But, whatever. It's not even the point. But I'm just saying, think really hard. And it's like, what kind of physique do you think would be the ultimate physique? And my idea of the perfect physique is probably different than everyone else out there. And, as far as choosing a bodybuilder, I would probably choose Flex Wheeler at his best. Okay, that's probably the closest to my ideal physique. Now, when I think of an ideal physique, I believe that the body should still have function. That you shouldn't completely take away all the function of the body. You shouldn't become immobile and become useless. It doesn't make any fucking sense. When you look at someone and you're saying, wow, and you're impressed, losing function of the body, to me, that doesn't make sense. And when you look at Flex Wheeler at his best, you could tell that Flex Wheeler could still run a 40-yard dash. Flex Wheeler could easily, run around the track. He was an MMA guy. He could still fucking throw kicks. He could punch. He could move. He was, still had speed. He still had agility. I don't know what sports he played in high school, but I'm sure he could go out on the field, and perform like an athlete. He wasn't so massive, that he couldn't move, and I believe for me, that's very important. So the reason of me making this video is I'm trying to open people's eyes, and I'm trying to to let people know that everybody should and possibly might have a different idea of what an ideal physique is. And for whatever reason, people have it stuck in their head that everybody needs to look this way. Everyone needs to look this way. And it's not true. Why the fuck would we all want to look the fucking same? You know, I mean, when you look at the top 5 guys in Olympia, they pretty much look the fucking same. Now, do we want the whole world walking around looking the same? That'd be fucking boring. You know, it doesn't even make any fucking sense. You know, we're not all wearing the same fucking clothes. We're not driving the same fucking car. We all have different taste. So when it comes to your physique, I would think and hope that everyone has a different perspective on what they view as the perfect physique and what they're trying to achieve as a perfect physique. Now, when you go on social media, everybody looks at everyone else and they're judging them on what the bodybuilding standard is. Hey, you have weak legs. You know, this is too big for that, and this is, and it's like, what are you going, like, this, you don't know what the fuck this person is trying to achieve. You don't know what this person believes the perfect physique is. And there's no fucking standard. You know what I mean? And depending on, you know, what you do also has to do with your physique. If you look at the top ice skaters in the Olympics, they have huge fucking legs and they have skinny upper bodies because that's what they do. So it wouldn't make any sense to look at an ice skater and say, wow, look how skinny his arms are. Oh, what a fucking... No, they have the perfect body for what they're doing. So I'm just trying to put it out there for people to understand that there's no judgment on other people because you don't know what the fuck they're trying to achieve. You don't know what they believe the ideal physique is. And whatever you think it is, who gives a fuck? They don't give a fuck. They don't want to fucking hear it. They don't care what you think is ideal physique. You know what I mean? They're trying to do their thing and be the best they can be. And it's your opinion of whatever is meaningless. And in my opinion, the judges that judge bodybuilding contests, their opinion is meaningless. You know, they can judge their own body and figure out how they want to look, you know, but when it comes to other people, you know, we are the ones that should be determining how we look. And, you know, my ideal of a perfect physique is totally different than the normal bodybuilder. You know, I think a huge, massive back, I don't think it looks, I don't look at it and say, wow, to me, it doesn't look good. When the lats are hanging in a relaxed position, it almost looks like it's fat hanging down, you know? And that's just my personal opinion. And, you know, I guess the main point of this video is for people to realize that there is no standard. You can develop whatever fucking physique you want, you know? And maybe you think a body looks better with really wide shoulders and the arms not quite as big as the shoulders. And if that's your preference, that's fucking great. Build that shit, you know? Other guys might think the opposite. I want huge fucking arms, you know, and nice rounded shoulders, but not so big that I lose mobility and I can't fucking throw a baseball, I can't play basketball, I can't scratch my fucking back, you know, and that's what I'm looking for, you know? Whatever it is, you know, you decipher what the ideal physique is and that's what you go after. But I think it's drilled in everyone's head that we're all trying to look like Mr. Olympia. And the question is, do you really truly want to look like that, or is it just something that's been put in your head for so long that you feel like that's the way it has to be and that's the way it should be? Because it's not, you know, it's whatever you choose. And it's crazy to me because I feel like people, for whatever reason, they just can't understand this concept. They don't realize that there is no fucking standard. You know, if I'm building a car and I want I have a dream car that I'm building. It's my personal opinion, what I think the fucking sickest fucking car is gonna be, and I'm gonna build it the way I wanna build it. Now, I'm not gonna try to build it like every other fucking car because that's what everyone else thinks is cool. You know what I mean? So whatever my idea of the perfect car is, 90% of the people in the world can think that looks like shit. What the fuck are you thinking? But it doesn't matter. That's my personal preference. So I'm just letting people know that, feel free to build your physique however the fuck you want. There is no standard. There's no guideline that you have to fucking follow. A good example is that when our natural genetics, if you take a person that is just in okay shape, that isn't fat, isn't shredded, they're just a normal person, and you measure their bicep, measure their arm, and you measure their calf. Okay, genetically, our lower leg is a lot bigger than our arms. Way bigger genetically. Genetically, our calves are a bigger muscle, and someone that has never touched a weight, their calves are going to be bigger than their arms. And that's genetically how we're supposed to be. Now, in bodybuilding, of course, we develop our arms way bigger than our calves. So, we're changing the way, the symmetry of how it's supposed to be because it's more visually pleasing. So you can change anything you want as far as, visually pleasing. And, I personally see a lot of physique guys that I think look fucking amazing. I mean, I look at them and I'm like, wow, that is a fucking ideal fucking physique. All right? Now, a better physique than Dorian Yates? Yes, 1,000%. Are possibly their quads not big enough to match as far as bodybuilding? Yeah, probably not. But when I look at a physique guy, a lot of times I'm like, wow, that guy's put together, small little waist, wide shoulder, like it just, everything flows, and he still looks athletic, he still looks functional, and I think that guy might look amazing, and some of the top bodybuilders, I wouldn't think so. So all I'm saying to people out there is open up your mind and realize there is no fucking set standard of how you have to be. Just because bodybuilding judges are saying this and saying that doesn't mean that you should develop your physique how they believe it should be developed. You should make the physique how you truly think it should be. And next time you're scrolling on Instagram and you see someone that maybe his symmetry is not what the standard is, maybe you should give him credit because he doesn't give a fuck what the standard is. He's doing his own fucking thing and doesn't give a fuck. He's creating the body that he wants, not the body that he thinks everyone else wants. You see what I'm saying? Like, some people do things to fit in. They won't just be themselves or do what they want. They want to do what they think is going to make them fit in. So, just think about this shit. Next time you're on Instagram, you're scrolling through, think about something. Think about it before you go and fucking talk shit or tell someone that, they're fucking whatever the fuck negative shit you're going to say. Think about that shit, and realize that maybe I should give this guy credit because he's not trying to look like every other motherfucker. Maybe he's purposely trying to build the physique that he thinks looks awesome. And it's crazy because I feel like you can put 20 guys together in a room and they'll all agree 100%. They all believe the same exact thing, and there's no individuality whatsoever when it comes to bodybuilding or the physique. There's no, it's everyone fucking thinks the same, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. So anyway, guys, something to fucking think about, and realize that you can build whatever physique you fucking want. you know, and don't worry about what the fuck everyone else is doing, and fuck the bodybuilding standards, and you know, how much is a trophy really fucking worth? You know, I mean, me personally, you know, what I was told, I didn't agree with. I didn't want to look the way they wanted me to look. You know, my legs were 34 and a half fucking inches, and when I looked in the mirror, I did not think that I looked fucking great. Honestly, I didn't. You know, my legs were fucking touching all the way almost down to my knees. I didn't think that was the fucking most attractive look, honestly. You know, I didn't think that looked good. And that was my honest opinion, but this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a physique that I don't even think looks that good, you know? And my back was so big, you know, that I couldn't even fit into certain shirts, and, you know, it made my arms look small, and I didn't like the way it looked. You know, when it comes to bodybuilding, man, you know what wins contests? Fucking as far as muscle is big backs and big legs. That's the most important thing, having the biggest motherfucking back and the biggest fucking legs. And you know what? That's not my preference. And you know, like when you think of Flex Wheeler, he didn't have a very big back, and he didn't have very big legs. Now his back was fucking flawless, and it had fucking detail beyond belief, and everything was there. But it wasn't fucking just big slabs of fucking huge, you know, useless fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? It was, in my opinion, it was amazing. You know, his legs, if someone measured his legs, you wouldn't believe the size of his legs. You'd be blown away of that they weren't that big. But they looked incredible. See what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, I'm just fucking shooting this out there, putting it in people's head that, you know, what kind of physique do you think is the most incredible physique? And whatever it is, shoot to build that shit, man. Go after it. You know, there is no motherfucking standard, and you don't need to do what the fucking judges are telling you to do. You know, it doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, I'm sure your girlfriend will go buy you a $10 trophy, and you can be happy, because at the end of the day, a year later, no one gives a fuck about that trophy. So I'm not saying you shouldn't compete. I'm not saying you shouldn't bodybuild. What I'm saying is, don't fucking build a body that you really aren't happy with for a fucking trophy. So, because that's what I was doing. So anyway, guys, keep your minds open. Next time you're on Instagram, realize you don't know what the fuck that motherfucker's trying to accomplish. So if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.